first band of the day were the band Shrapnel. Now, I've heard through the grapevine that their first 3 songs were some of the greatest songs in metal history. Not that I know, because I was stuck in a security queue trying to actually get into the arena. They also made me empty out my water bottle, so again I had to spend another song filling that up. Anyway, the rest of Shrapnel's set was awful. No new metal in sight. I then watched a bit of Turin and then immediately left. I thought the backwards cab was a good indication that we were gonna get some new metal, rap kind of stuff. But no, they played some death metal and were like, oh, look at our projection. We spent ages working on this. The band Famyne were an interesting piece of performance art. Clearly, there was a man suffering on stage, going through things with his vocal performance as the crowd watched on in silence. Much like the world when other countries go through famine. Political commentary! The next band I watched were called Tealdeer, and they mixed up some interesting genres of metal, one of which being new metal, so I appreciated that, but come on guys, that deer is clearly white. So they should actually be called White Deer with red stripes on its face holding a guitar. See, it's a much catchier name. Konvent were clearly massive South Park fans because their vocals were made entirely out of brown noise. You know that episode? It's a classic. I spent most of that set just filling up my pants. I then left because the guitars just kind of droned on. There was no dum-dum-dum. I'm assuming Baelfyr, a French or something like that. Oh, hang on, Baelfyr. Yeah, that sounds like it is actually correct. Now, I don't want to discourage up-and-coming talent, guys, but you know what to do. Not death metal, new metal, you do that. Oh, but guy from Chud, we played Bloodstock this year and you done it. Just shut up, Baelfyr, alright? Just shut up! Next up was Trap Slipknot. I mean Paleface Swiss. I'm just kidding you, Paleface Swiss. All you gotta do is heavy new metal and pretty much everyone will compare you to Slipknot, or you know, wear a mask. Because apparently Slipknot invented a mask. What are you talking about? I'm not bitter. My face is my face, not some mask like a coward. I thought it was very fitting that the band Shade Empire played under a tent. That's it. That's my observation. Oh, they also played music. I mean, I do want to love you, Lacuna, Coil, I really do. And you were probably also popular with the staff and the headline acts as your streamers got caught in the scaffolding of the stage. Hey guys, when are we on? Kinda near the end. So main support, right? No, not really. We're doing the streamers, right? Yeah, of course, I never liked Trivium. The next band, Parasite, had the worst frontman ever. And I believe that's a direct quote from Aaron Statham. Yeah, you didn't even do all of your own singing. No chud don't have 3 different singers. We're a single entity with many different voices that happens to be in 3 different bodies. I then watched Jonathan Davies from the black metal band. So that was neat. The Bloodstock Friday was topped off by Trivium, and it was pointed out to me that Matt Heafy sounds a lot like The Rock. I mean, in a way, he is the people's champ of metal. He plays guitar really well, he's quite a good singer, and he plays video games like an absolute nerd. So yeah, that was my Friday of Bloodstock. I had a terrible time. I'll tell you what's not a terrible time. A Scar Crash video coming out on the 16th of August. That's this week. Oh my god! Hey there, Bloodstockers. Since you love my Friday review so much, I figured let's do a Saturday review for Diminishing View Returns. And don't forget, our Scar Crash video comes out on the 16th of August, so you better watch it anyway. It's review time. First up on the Saturday was Cage Fight, and I think we all know why this band got to play the main stage. Am I right, tech metal fans? Am I right, incels that can't admit that women have talent? That's right, they had the drummer from Aghast! You know, that well-known underground band from the UK scene about 10 years ago. Aghast! Some would say being spirited or to have spirit is about being upbeat, full of life, someone that brings light into a room. Well, the Spirit aren't. They were black metal, so they were absolutely miserable. I mean, cheer up, guys. And while you're cheering up, give me your hair care routines. That's some luscious locks you got right there. You know what I really loved about the band Pengshui? Not their music, I mean they're humans. They can't write music to save their lives. But something about them was just so heartwarming, so quaint. Usually you get a rock star up on stage, they want to see a mosh pit. I want to see you guys rip each other's arms off. Pengshui go, I want to see you guys go bonkers. And bonkers they went. Heriot felt like I was getting started on in a pub by some drunk guy. It was raw, it was emotional, the vocal cracking added to the intensity. And then there were a few soft parts where the guy goes away and cries to his friends about how he's not a man anymore. Don't drink, my guy. Get therapy. That's right, humans. Look after your mental health. You'll need it when we take over and we turn you all into our servants. Now, Waterlines, I was having a nice time during your set. You were combining elements of metal with dance music and new metal and rap, and it was all coming together real nice until you told us to link arms. Obviously, I didn't link my arms with any of you disgusting humans. But then they asked the audience to jump from right to left as if they were a human daisy chain. Daisies ain't metal. Flowers are for gardeners. Did you know they've resurrected Elvis as a zombie and he's now in a band called Creeper? True fact, true fact. I don't know, man. Some bands are just so gimmicky nowadays, am I right? I saw the new singer of Fear Factory, and he sounds pretty much like the old one, so I guess he did a good job there. However, he did spend the entirety of his set covering one nostril with a finger and then That's freaking disgusting, man. Just use a handkerchief. Other people have got to walk on that stage and slide in your mucus. I mean, even people from the sewers like myself have some hygiene. Not like you little snot goblin. Old school death metalers, Undeath, had Doom playing in the background. Now, I don't mean to be a picky sewer person, but aren't the majority of enemies in Doom demons and not undead? Come on, guys, you could have done House of the Dead, Resident Evil, so many video games. Oh, but Doom is really cool and metal. Sometimes you just gotta stick with your theming on death. The band Tiberius spent the majority of their set having other people's balls thrown at them. I threw my balls at them, some other guy threw their balls, there were even a few women throwing their balls too. Then someone had to show off and whipped out their shark and threw that at them as well. I mean, I don't think I have the shark on camera, so this is only going to make sense to anyone that was in the Tiberius audience, but they had a shark. Ministry, I think, have one of the most confused yet cohesive aesthetics I've ever seen in my life. There was, oh, we're old school metal with a lot of leather. There was, oh, we're so dark and evil, look at this crow skull. And also, by the way, we do a lot of the fun stuff, look at my fluffy hat. Right, I'll come out and say it, I was very angry and disappointed with Machine Head. They did not play Supercharger from front to back. Rob Lynch should have seen my top 5 Machine Head video. He should have got the guy from John Loves This album. We gotta play it from front to back. We gotta play Supercharger from front to back. All they played was Bulldozer. Not even a deep cut. You may not have played a deep cut from Supercharger, Rob Flynn, but you cut this sewer person deep, man. Cut me real deep. Anyway, that was my review of the Saturday. I had an awful time, and our Scar Crash video is coming out on the 16th of August, and you better watch it. Well, hey there, Bloodstockers, it's my Sunday review, and our Scar Crash video is out now. That may or may not come up multiple times in this video. How could I forget the Scar Crash video is out now? I mean, Static X played the Saturday, and I totally forgot to cover them. Oh, you silly guy from Chud, you. It was nice to see some full-blown new metal spurted directly into my face. But Static X are missing a trick. They had all of these cool characters, but weren't really interacting with them. This is how you solve that, Static X. Get rid of all the instruments, put those on backing track, and then you can have a little dance with the giant Frankenstein Static X guy. You're welcome. And now we're finally to the Sunday, and the first band on was the Scar Crash video is out now. I mean, Ghosts of Atlantis. Another of those bands that their name makes absolutely no sense, cause all of them are alive, and I hate to break this to you guys, Atlantis isn't real. For your next set of songs, I want you to have no imagination. Just write them about real things that happen to real people / sewer people. Oh, Barbarian Hermit, you're doing the exact same thing as Ghost of Atlantis. First of all, the Scar Crash video is out now. Second of all, a hermit is someone who is alone. Look at all those people watching you, and the band itself is made up of multiple people. Become an acoustic artist, write your songs by yourself, and call yourself Barbarian Hermit. So it seems Rivers of Nihil had a saxophone. You know what else has a saxophone? The Scar Crash video that's out now. My chud! Clearly, Rivers of Nihil are heavily influenced by Sleep Token because they had saxophone in that one song. And clearly no other band had used saxophone or any kind of orchestral, jazz, wind, string instrument before Sleep Token came along. Except for John, of course, we've been doing it since the 90s. Oh, August Burns Red, you dangled the carrot. You came out playing a new metal song, Scar Crash by Chop, which has a video out now. Or it was Chop Suey by System of a Down, you know. And then you went on to play metalcore? Are you actively mocking me? I will find you, August Burns Red, and I will do things that TikTok won't let me say. Monochrome? More like mono-moan, am I right? No, they were actually really good, and the Scar Crash video is out now.
Excuse me, guy from Chud.
Yeah, what is it, studio guy that's helping me record this?
You might want to lay off with the Scar Crash joke, it's getting really old.
I'm not paying you to backchat me, human, but I take your point. I will calm down on advertising the Chud Scar Crash music video, which is out now. Surya were on the New Blood stage, and quite frankly, I was quite disappointed in all of the New Blood bands. No gnarly pits broke out, with people hitting each other and spilling new blood onto the festival ground. I thought that was the whole point of this stage. Come on, Surya, incite a brawl. Hey, Lowen, you've got me feeling low, hon. Alright, guys? Right? Puns? We like those. Seriously, something you're not really gonna hear that often, so check them out, I guess. But no new metal, so I hate them. The Black Dahlia were on next, and quite frankly, it really can't be that hard to end flowers. You just like go in the flower bed, stamp around a bit, and then you're done. It's not really that brutal. I don't know why you're naming a death metal band after it. Lord of the Lost were on next, but when you get 0 points in Eurovision, there's not really much to lose, is there? Maybe you should call yourself Lord of the Gain, and maybe you get something. I'm just pulling your leg. These guys were actually surprisingly varied, but one of those variations wasn't new metal, so the guy from Chud closed his ears. I went to go see the Cyprus band Speak in Whispers after this, and I thought I was gonna have a nice, relaxing time. You know, they'd be like, we are speaking whispers. Hey guys, what's going on? But it was very loud. I couldn't sleep. The 500 were masters of exaggeration and metalcore. I mean, there are 5 members of the band, and they call themselves the 500. So I'm guessing they're saying, oh, I'm 100 people. He's worth 100 bassists. He's worth 100 drummers. Well, you sounded like the 5 to me, guys. Maybe if you got the feeling and headbutted the ceiling, I would have got down that night.
Deadly sinners!
I finished off my time of Bloodstock by being blinded by Gojira. Oh, do you mean like they're really good and their brilliance is blinding? No, their lights were just bright. Well, that was more awful human music. Guy from Chud signing off. Scar Crash video out now.